Hey y'all, how is everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm glad you guys are here. Please hit the like button as you come in. You know I'm always begging for likes. Hey HU Angel One, Christina Estrada, Chris Stephanie, how you doing? Doyelle, good to see you. Chanel D Queen, hi sis. We got our girl Iridescent Unicorn Farts with the name that always takes me out of here. Good to see you. Good to see you. You at work, huh? Shakila, hey. Misha, Jam, hey. We got Jaded. How you doing, love? I'm so happy my little cousin is here. Y'all tell him hi. MR Spiller, my good sis. Love you. I'm glad you're here. Christian Key, Miss Sparkles. Nicole, hey. Gorgeous, how you doing? Queen, sister, how are you? All right, all right. Let's see who else made it in. Let's sit down and have us a nice warm chat. I think this is a good day. And y'all saw the title of this particular live. It's We Writing Love Letters, y'all. Yes, smash that like button. Smash the like button. We writing some love letters to ourselves today. So get your real paper and pen if you can. And grab, of course, you're going to need the little clipboard emojis. We're going to need that mirror emoji today. All right. Hey, Renee. Sandra, how you doing? All right. Southern Belle 16, how are you? Feels good being me. Angie, my good old sunshine, this pretty girl. How you doing this Friday? Oh my God, there's so many folks. I'm trying to catch them. DC, thank you, DC. You know I wouldn't have made it without you today. Velma Cook, BJ Dez, all right. We have a new royal family members. What you say now became a royal family member. Please, please extend the royal welcome and let our new family member know that they are welcome, highly welcome, in fact. Please come again and come often. Candace Lane, Yvette, y'all, this is the royal mother to be, Easy Breezy. You guys say hello. Delicia, how are you? Rod Storm, sis, we love you and good to see you. Let me see who else is in here so we can get on into the business of today. We got DT, our royal scribe. DT makes the best notes. Like he summarizes everything better than I ever could. And I'm so grateful for him. Queen B, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So let's get on into this thing really quick. I think we had another family member, and I don't want to miss anybody. This chat is giving me a fit, but we're going to get it. Here we go. Sunshine is officially a royal family member. What do you know? Listen, you guys, please extend her a royal welcome. Let her know that we are happy she is officially a part of the family. Sister, you're highly welcome. You always show up from time to time, and I'm always happy to see you. So welcome. Shrinking Sharon, how you doing, sis? All right. All right, Chanel D. Queen is here. We got Joyelle, Alondra. Egypt is here. My other right hand. I got a few right hands up in here, honey. Dana Cutler. Money over manure. You know I love your name. Christine Lambert. All right. What we got? What we got? Listen, y'all here. Evangelist, you made it. Where you at? How you feeling, Evangelist? Good to see you. All right, our sis is in the chat. Yes, thumbs up, y'all. Hey, Nosy, glad to see you, love. New York Finest, Snooky Stackhouse, Sharon Foner. Okay, happy to be happy. Our sis out there in California. How you doing? All right, Christina Strada. All right, listen. First of all, y'all hit the like button. Let's do the housekeeping. If you haven't already hit it, hit the like button. Hey, love my dogs too. If you have not subscribed but you enjoy the content here, please subscribe because we want you to come back. You know, let's all engage together. Money over manure. Thank you so much for the super chats. It's happy to be a new member. And hi, everyone. Oh, please make sure you give Money Over Manure, a royal family welcome as well. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate when y'all support the stream. It means a lot. Um, if you haven't subscribed, y'all, please subscribe. We have a lot of real talks. Y'all know we roast, we clown, but we also support each other. We feed our minds, and we talk about what's real. And the other stuff, we don't deal with it. You know how we move over here. If you want to become a member, the link for membership is in the description box below. Always remember, if you're not able to sign up for membership and you'd like to, please contact me. My contact information is scrolling on the screen. Myself and at least two of our other sisters are willing to sponsor if you need help to become a member and you'd like to participate in the things that are taking place in the royal family. And we're happy to have you. Okay, Evangelist, did you ever answer me? I asked you how you was feeling. I guess I need to call you because the stream is too hard for me to see content, comments. I'm trying to catch them, but I am missing them, so y'all forgive me. Just a quick reminder, tonight we do have movie night. It will be held on Zoom as per normal. The movie for tonight is Harlem Nights, after party on the porch. Wear your 20s gear or your Harlem Nights costume wear, and the person with the nicest costume might get a little goodie from me. You just never know. So come and have fun. We want to engage with you. And on Sunday is the Royal Talent Fest, where there are $500 worth of cash prizes going out. So if you have not signed up, please do so. I have the sign up list from the royal family. We don't even have up to 10 people. Y'all, that's a shame. We inviting people over to enjoy with us and we not showing up like we need to. I know y'all are some talented ladies and gentlemen. So please think about what you can do and come on in because we want you to have a good time with us, okay? Thanks so much. So now, first of all, I want to start off by saying thank you all for stopping by with me this morning while I was trying to get my little breakfast done. You back in the hospital. My God. Well, we're going to add you to the Royal Family Prayer List. You got my number. Please call me if you need me for anything at all. Hey, Marva. All right. That is wonderful. Is that so? Is that so? I don't know. But I would pray it is. And let's all hope for the best. Um, We're going to talk about our title for the day, y'all. We are writing love letters to yourself. We ain't talking about no man. We writing love letters to yourself today. This is what this is about. This is what it's about. Miss Indies, how are you? Miss Rochelle, Juanita, good. I see y'all slipping in the door. So when we start talking about the love letters, I want y'all to grab the clipboards out of your royal family emojis. Let's spam the chat with those clipboards because I want y'all to make little notes to yourself. Now, if you got a mind where you can remember stuff, then you better than me. I forget everything. If I don't make a note, it ain't gonna happen. So try to make a note if you can, but spam the chat with those royal family emojis. Let me see what you got. Let me see. There you go. That's what I need to see because we're going to make notes about the things that need to be included in these letters to ourselves. Now, you know how we do sometimes we get a little deep, but that's okay. We ain't scared over here. We ain't scared. Now, I know our numbers are slightly lower. There are some other things happening today, and that's okay, but we're still going to hold down the fort and do what we need to do. And our other sisters and family members can catch us on the replay if they don't catch us live, okay? And yes, we are definitely praying for our sister, Evangelist Valerie Robertson Smith, okay? Now, in our love letters, the first one I want to address, the very first one I want to address is the letter to your old self. Now, y'all know I done mentioned this before, but I ain't really get deep down into what needs to be in that letter. That letter is important. I think, for one, we need to write 3 different letters, but that first letter should be the letter to your old self. And because it kind of goes in a chronological order. So you got to write the letter to the old you first because she happened first. When you start looking in time as a stream, there are different versions of you. It's the same person, but they're actually, according to some people's theory, they exist simultaneously. Okay? So your old self, the one that existed on an earlier point in the timeline, right? Jaded say, you'll be honest, you can't write that letter. Well, baby, I want you to think about it. I want you to hang in there with us today and think about it. It's very therapeutic, and it's a way of getting things off of you. Those old hurts, those old things, you got to get it off. That writing that first letter, that letter to you, the letter to you is about shedding that old skin. Even birds molt their old feathers. Snakes shed their old skin. Even us, we get too big and we can't wear them old clothes. So there has to be a point where you shed the the things that no longer serve you. We got to learn how to bury those things that no longer serve you. When you're not able to get it out and shed those things, you're walking around with dead weight. You know what, sis? We here together. We're here to back each other up. Okay. So this is, a session for us to talk about it and consider, you know, getting started on it. I don't care if it takes you a week to write it. I don't care if it takes you a month to write it. I want you to make the effort to write that letter and get it out. Okay. Now, one, you want to write down all the good things. So you want to start by telling her all the good things, or telling him, telling your old self all the good things that you miss about your old self. Everything. I don't care how small, petty, or insignificant you think it is. You got to start with that letter. You got to start that letter with greeting yourself and telling your old self all those wonderful things that you miss about who she used to be or who he used to be. DT's notes, lesson number 1. Learn to write 3 different letters. The first being the letter to your old self, the one that existed in an earlier point in your life is therapeutic. That's good. Thank you for the summary. Okay? All those things that you miss about who you used to be. My nephew just made it in. Hey, Dale. Love you, darling. Yeah, write that letter. Tell her, you know what? Like for me, let me talk about me because I can't talk about you. I know about me. Hey, Seraphina Speaks. Good to see you. I can tell the old me, I miss that you didn't used to worry, that you didn't have to worry about anything. I miss that you were carefree. I miss that you weren't afraid of anything. I miss the fact that you would try things and you didn't worry about the outcome. You didn't worry about every possible way it could go wrong. Hey, Cheryl Brisky, I miss the fact that, I used to attack situations and never consider that failure was an option. Y'all, I would just strike out and do anything, wild and just free and crazy. If I wanted to do something, can't, or it's gonna be hard, never came to my mind. I miss that part. I miss that part of me. I miss that girl. Now, life teaches us by, painful stimulus what not to do, and it makes us change the way we operate. You know what I'm saying? You, Chanel, you got the mirror, okay? And I miss that carefree attitude. I miss the fact that I had good limbs and I could run around like I wanted to. Now my knee bad. I got a bad ankle, got a bad hip. So I miss the fact that I'm not the girl that I used to be. I missed my strength. I miss the fact that, you know, I wasn't as careful with people. Even now, as much as I try to be open, I'm still being careful because, like I say, life it teaches you bad lessons because bad things start to happen to you. And then you learn to alter who you originally were to match what is going on and trying to avoid the painful stimuli. DC said, Lord, gravity is the great equalizer, ain't it? Yes, because I missed the fact that I could lay down and without a Brazil and these girls would still sit up. I missed that. And I mean, put all that stuff in that first letter. I don't care how petty or silly you think it is. Put it in there. I love my dogs too, says Shanitra. You hitting every bullet point in my head. I got chills. Girl, we all started somewhere now. We did none of us woke up where we at. Oh, you are so welcome. Please make sure you come all the time because I like you. Now, the next part of it, let me get DT's sub lesson. Oh, he getting fancy. Start with everything you loved and missed about your old self in that letter. That's true. Oh, wow. Now we getting into it. What you say now says, I blocked a lot of my younger days out as a teenager in an attempt to heal. Now I don't remember a lot of my childhood. That's a normal thing. It's called repression. That's something that the mind will do. Sometimes you do it consciously. Sometimes it can happen subconsciously as a way for your mind not to break. You know what I'm saying? Your mind will almost create compartments and push it in there and put a wall up because psychologically you're not prepared to deal with it. I had a few of those things. And if you know you got repressed memories, I'm going to tell you, don't go digging around in your head by yourself unskilled. There are therapists and doctors who are skilled at that, and they'll be able to help you skillfully, because they have the tools to do it, break down those walls and start to pull those things out. And you got to be real careful with that because they can still cause all types of damage when you start to remember the things that you forgot about. So that's important. I'm glad you mentioned it. Seraphina Speak says, I lost a lot in my life and I've been rebuilding for the last 10 years. That's, you know what? It's bad that you lost, but I'm glad that you're at a stage of rebuilding. So make sure you write down all those good things that you miss about you. All of those. The next thing you got to do in that letter is apologize to your old self. Tell her or tell him you sorry. I'm sorry that I made some mistakes. I'm sorry that I allowed certain people to hurt us. I'm sorry that I got afraid and I didn't take some of the chances I should have taken. I'm sorry that that really cut you out of living a different existence. Like I changed your whole path, your whole trajectory because of my fear, because of my traumas, because I didn't get help. Anything that's there. You know, some people have been assaulted and they weren't ever able to talk about it and they're holding themselves accountable and you feeling guilty. Apologize to your old self. You do it all the time. You disassociate. Okay? Yvette says, some parts make me sad thinking of my old self, how carefree I felt, but not so much now. I got it. Hey, Tina. Sandra says, being hard-headed. Mm-hmm. And Chanel got that mirror back out now. Well, no, that's the clipboard. She got the clipboard. That's right. So make sure you give that apology, but you don't give that apology as a means of making yourself feel guilty. You didn't do anything wrong. These are, you know, you had a human moment, and we have a lot of human moments, and we have to allow ourselves to be human. Allow the mistake. Don't beat yourself up for it. And if you know that you've been beating yourself over the head for one mistake that you made or the other, stop doing it and apologize to yourself for that. You need to do it. You would apologize to somebody else. All of us in here are decent people. When we know we've done something wrong, we don't have a problem apologizing, do we? So apologize to your former self for any wrongs that you did to, because sometimes we do things and we hurt ourselves. Don't be too proud, or don't allow the fear of how bad it's going to feel to stop you from doing that. Love my dogs too says, apologizing to myself seems to be the most difficult for me. I don't know why though. It's because of, you feel like it's going to uncover those old wounds, it's going to rip the scab off. So you have a fear of it, and that fear is preventing you from moving forward with that step and helping yourself heal. DT says, sub lesson, follow that with an apology to yourself. Learn to say you're sorry to your old self for all the things that happened because you're human. Exactly. Remember, we're having human experiences. Hey, Wonder Woman Marshall. Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, how can you forgive someone who is not sorry? That's my biggest struggle. Now, you talking about somebody else or you talking about yourself? Now, if you did something to harm yourself, I want to believe that you wouldn't be okay with that. Make up, love. I ain't seen you in a long time. How you been doing? Okay, Misha, you there? Okay. But you got to be able to tell yourself you're sorry, and you got to forgive yourself. You talking about somebody else. Now we'll get, okay, let me sidebar because I don't want to get off the lesson too much because y'all know I get distracted. When someone else is not sorry, you're not just forgiving that person, you're forgiving the entire situation, and it's to get it off of you. It's not for them. So the forgiveness that you're giving should not be hinged upon whether this person is decent enough to be sorry or apologetic for their action. Some people do bad things to you and they don't even feel like they did anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to say, okay, some of us in here believe in God. Some of you believe in something else, and that's cool too. But if you believe in him, he tells you your fight is not flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness. So if it's the spirit behind the act that took place, forgive the person, because the flesh isn't your issue. The person in the flesh is ignorant. They may be indecent and they're allowing different spirits or entities to control them and to influence their behavior. They embrace these bad energies and bad spirits, but forgive the flesh and move on with your life. It's to free yourself, because when you don't forgive that person, you are literally shackling yourself to that one moment in time. You are shackling your entire existence going forward to that one moment in time because you're hanging on to it. When you let go of it, you're freeing yourself. It's not for them, darling. It's for you. You needed that right now. Okay. Lacey says sometimes you have to forgive the apology that you'll never receive. Yes, it's for you, not them. Okay? So Christian Key says, I have wrote down my thoughts, but never thought to apologize to myself. Thank you, Shanitra. I'm glad you're here to point out the real. Yeah, we got to do it because on a certain level, subconsciously, we end up not forgiving ourselves. Like we can forgive the parent that said mean things. We can forgive somebody who assaulted us or hurt us. We can, for sometimes, some people, not me, but some people can even forgive people who hurt their children. That I was on the other night, you were talking about wannabe prison doctors. Oh yeah, they exist. There's a lot of them in there. And I'm gonna say it again, they're board eligible, not board certified. It's a real thing. But we talk about everything over here. We hold people. We don't just talk about one thing. And so you gotta be able to forgive you. Do it for you. Okay? What you say now? What you say? Thank you for this. Although I feel like running and screaming and crying, I see I'm strong enough now to comfort and assure her she can heal because we are safe and I will always protect her. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's that moment you got to come to, right? That's the moment you got to come to. Anytime, little sis, anytime. So after you do that, there's an important way that we need to end that first letter. We got to end the first letter right. You got to close it out by assuring her, the old you, or assuring him that, the future, it ain't going to be perfect. I'm going to make some more mistakes after you were here. I made even more, and I'm going to make some more, but there's hope. It's hope there. And start to tell your old self all the good things that she has in store for her. Like, you know what? You might have been poor back then. You might have been hurt. But girl, you're not going to be poor. There's a time is going to come where you're not going to have to be borrowing gas money. Girl, you might have been hurt and people might hurt your feelings. But do you know, coming up, you're going to have a husband that loves you. You're going to have children that absolutely adore you. You got to give her some hope and let her know that even though things were bad, I'm sorry for the things I did to hurt myself. I miss all that wonderful stuff that was great about you. But girl, it ain't all bad because there's some wonderful things coming. So you got to end that letter by giving your old self a message of hope, right? What you say, girl? I was actually referring to you saying you haven't seen me. Oh my God. You know what? You're right. But listen, you gotta give it to me. You were there that night, but you been here like you had been here before. And I ain't know whether your schedule changed or what. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I notice when folks ain't here. I get used to seeing you and I kind of bond with y'all. I know it sounds crazy because we on the internet, but I kind of bond with you guys. So when I don't see, like I notice when I don't see somebody on a regular basis. I love you so much. So that's how you end that letter, with hope. Start giving her a glimpse as to what her life is going to turn into in the future. Like it ain't all bad, girl. It ain't all bad. Some wonderful things are going to happen. And that's how we got to close out that letter. You got to close it. And whatever you choose to do with it, some people, hey, whiny, some people, burn the letter. Someone put it in a box and keep it. Some people bury them. Whatever you need to do. I ain't going to get into that because a lot of that stuff is symbolic. And it's whatever has the most meaning to you in that moment, right? And so the next letter that you got to write, y'all, is write the letter to your current self. She needs a letter too. DT got some notes. Sub lesson number 3. Reassure yourself that even after you've forgiven yourself, there's hope always on the other side with mistakes along the way. I love your summary. The letter to your current self. Y'all, this is one of those mirror moments. So y'all do me a favor. I know it ain't a bunch of us in here, but we're going to do what we do. Spam that chat with your royal family mirrors. Go down into your royal family, your channel emojis. Grab that royal family mirror and let's spam the chat with mirrors. Because this letter is going to be heavy and rife with accountability. The letter to your current self is going to be rife with mirror time. Self-examination, self-accountability, self-assessment, so that we can be real about the letter to our current self, because we don't want to be living in no fantasy world, because some people do that. They create a whole fantasy. It's like an alternate reality that the rest of us don't see because they're not able to deal with their current situation as it is. So we got to have that strong mirror time, that accountability, self-assessment, and self-awareness. It is incredibly important, okay? In that letter, you got to be open and honest with your evaluation. I don't care what it is. And you got to do it unashamed and unabashedly. Just come on out with it. Everything, even the stuff you're embarrassed about, because remember, ain't nobody there but you. Lesson number 2, the next letter is the one to your current self. This one will be heavy and all about accountability and self-reflection. Yes, get those mirrors and clipboards ready. So be open and honest. Be absolutely vulnerable in your evaluation of yourself. You're alone. There's nobody there to judge you. Nobody there to judge you. So at that point, if you're not being honest, now you're lying to yourself. Now you tell me where that's healthy. That's not healthy. It's very therapeutic. Never thought of doing it like you're saying. Oh, so good. Thank you. Put it out there. I mean, lay it out. Everything. Be brutally honest. Be brutally honest. I'll give you some ideas of what's on my letter. I ain't gonna give you everything because y'all will be like, Lord, somebody send some holy water to sis. If I gotta put something down, girl, you got bad eating habits. You don't sleep like you're supposed to. You try to stay calm and you're overcompensating for your old self. You overcompensate for your past bad behaviors and your past aggression. And sometimes you let people get away with things that they shouldn't because you're trying to prove to yourself that you're not the animal that people used to say you were. Okay? I had to be honest with myself. Hey, sometimes you're an overprotective mother because of some of the mistakes that you made and some of the terrible people you've seen in your life. Sometimes you can be overbearing to your children. You get what I'm saying? Like I laid it out there, and you got to do that so that you can tell yourself the truth. That is the most important part of this letter to yourself, your current self. Be open and honest in this letter. There's nobody that will judge you for the contents in the letter. Be brutally honest. Exactly. Lay it out there. All of it. Every single thing. If you think one of your toenails is too dark, put that in there. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm not saying that to be silly. I'm saying that because no matter how small it is, if it's on your mind, it's on your nerves, it's plucking at you, whatever little thing you don't like about your current self, be it physical, energetic, spiritual, your attitude, whatever it is, put it in this part of this letter to your current self for accountability's sake. Let's be fair. Don't lie to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. After you put these things down, then it's time for you to move on to the most important part. This part is important because this comes after you put it all out there. Like, yeah, all this is wrong. Some of us got a list as long as our legs. Put it out there. Don't be afraid to do it. After you do that, then it's time for you to say, but this is a good but. Usually in sentences where you see buts, there's something bad finna come after that. Don't put no but and nothing bad. This is a good but. You put it out there, but I gotta congratulate you on your successes. It's time for you to congratulate you on all of your successes. Congratulate yourself on the wins. We don't do it enough. And to the extent where when we see other people congratulate themselves, it's a knee-jerk reaction because you don't allow yourself to congratulate yourself. You almost want to stifle that person and stop them from congratulating themselves. It's conditioning, y'all. We've all been conditioned that way. Don't feel bad. It just is what it is. Evangelist says, Shanitra, you have no idea how on time this is. Struggling with so much since my surgery, back for more seizures. I've been punishing myself about what I could have done. Thank you. Yeah, don't punish yourself, Evangelist. Don't do that. You know, don't mistreat yourself. We got enough people that mistreat us. So don't help them do it. Begin to congratulate yourself on the wins. After I wrote out y'all that long list, and when I say my list is long, it's long. It's some stuff on that list I wouldn't even tell God if he ain't already know. And that's the truth, right? So after I did all that, I had to congratulate myself on some wins. It was like, but you have beautiful children. Your daughters are gorgeous, but you learn how to imitate your father. You learn how to provide and be a good partner for your spouse. You learn how to come out of the bad behavior, girl. You did good. Somebody pissed you off at the grocery store. You ain't cussed nobody out. You ain't do nothing crazy. You know, girl, you doing all right. Yeah, you keep guns in your house, but you ain't drew a gun on nobody. I'm proud of you. You stop doing some of those self-destructive behaviors. Hey, I'm proud of you. You got up and left a state that you've known and loved your whole life because you knew you were hurting yourself in that place. You made a decision, girl, you stopped it. I'm proud of you. Tell yourself that you are proud of you. Don't just stop at listing all of the things that are unpleasant, all of the things that you're analyzing. And mind you, when you start putting all that stuff out there, some of the things that you're going to know about yourself when you assess yourself is it's not going to be all bad stuff. It's going to be some good stuff in there too. But put it all out there. But when you finish with all of that, all of it, okay, congratulate yourself. Some of you had children with no husbands and you fought like a dog and you still got your education. Some of you ladies have been homeless. Some of you have been hungry. Some of you have dealt with men who were beating you half to death. Some of you young men had everything going against you. You still went and got your education. When everybody said you was going to prison, you went and got a degree. Some of you have survived some wonderful things and you don't look like what you've been through. You don't look like what you've been through at all. Congratulate yourselves. Some of y'all have raised 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 head of children. And a lot of times you did it with no help from anybody. And those babies are healthy and they're doing good. Congratulate yourself. It's not a sin to congratulate yourself. Tell yourself you did good. Hey, Elodie, how you doing, sister? So you got to be fair with yourself. Be fair to yourself. Why would you, we're so mean to ourselves and yet we're so kind to everybody else. We are mean to ourselves. We don't give ourselves a fighting chance at all. We just don't do it. Tell yourself, girl, you did good. It don't cost you nothing. Okay? And the next part is you got to console your current self. Console her about her losses. After you congratulate yourself, let her know, girl, I know you lost your mama. I know one of your children is acting a fool. I know you ain't seen that child in a while. I got a child acting a fool too. So if you're in that position, don't feel bad. My daughters are doing great, but my son is in that acting a fool stage. And you know what? That's okay. He's having a human moment, and we gotta allow it. But you gotta console yourself and tell yourself, it's okay, girl. It's only for a moment. You're only going through it for right now. DT said, I was told by my primary school teacher that I'll never be able to get further in education. 4 degrees later, I managed to prove that primary school teacher wrong. That's right. But here's the thing. That's one of your successes. Congratulate yourself. Whatever obstacles you ran into, congratulate yourself. It's a healing Hawaiian mantra. Okay, awesome. Okay, I love it. Come through with the culture, girl. So you got to console yourself, accept those losses, even the ones you don't like to talk about because it hurts to mention it. Make sure that you console yourself. Some of the ladies in here have gone through miscarriages, and that's painful. As a woman, I know it's painful. Console yourself. Tell your current self in the third person. I know it sounds crazy to talk to yourself that way, but it's okay to do it. Hey, man, I know it hurt, but it's going to be okay. Life is not over. This is not the end of your life. You have to keep living. Tomorrow brings something better. You got to move on so you can see what's in store for you the next day and the next day and the next day. So console yourself and encourage yourself after you do those things, right? The next letter you got to write, y'all, is that letter to your future self. This one I love because that letter to your future self is so hopeful. DT note, sub lesson number 5. Console yourself for everything that is happening or happened, accept the losses. Make sure that you give yourself time to grieve. And listen, grieving is important. Grieving is important. The last letter is the letter to your future self. This one doesn't have a bunch of parts. It's just for you to express all of your hopefulness. Acknowledge the past, acknowledge the hurts, restate them. It ain't a snake, it ain't gonna bite you. Restate all of those things. Yeah, I know you suffered through abuse. You made it through drug addiction. Some people made it through alcohol addiction. You know, you suffered through being extremely impoverished. You suffered through all kind of things, and you still here. You're here. I acknowledge that you made mistakes. I acknowledge that you might have chosen the wrong man. I acknowledge that you might have made bad friends and carried around in the wrong circles. Okay? Acknowledge it. Own it. See, this is the thing. People who are evil and they allow bad energy to drive and control them, they can only hurt you with your truth when you're running from it. Essence says, oh, you made it? You can't stay, but I'm glad you passed through. I am. Wonder Woman Marshall SDT, are you a life coach or a counselor? Because you give some good word. Yes, he does. The lesson number 3. The last letter is the one to your future self. Express your aspirations, acknowledge the hurts and tribulations you went through. You have got to acknowledge it. And then after you acknowledge, what you went through, acknowledge your present obstacles. Because y'all know that, trouble ain't just past. Like once you get past trouble, then trouble be like, oh, I can't come back. I can't come back. If I come back, I can't go over there. It's like a no-fly zone because she defeated me one time before. It's not like that. Y'all know that. Troubles are always here. They always come back. Sometimes the same troubles resurface. If we didn't learn our lesson, the same stuff will come back and we will keep reliving it until we learn the lesson. Okay? So acknowledge those obstacles. Like, hey, I'm trying to get back in school, but I'm having problems with childcare. Nobody don't want to watch the baby at the hours I got classes, or, I got goals, but I got this person in my life, this vampiric, they're taking my energy. I want to be able to get my own place, but where I'm staying, the people keep taking my money from me. I can't put my stuff together because they keep taking from me. You know what I'm saying? Those current obstacles. I want to be able to get a better job, but I don't have a good car. It's an obstacle. It's not the end of you, but it's an obstacle. Acknowledge those obstacles. And after you acknowledge that they're there, I want you to reassure yourself that just like you defeated, walked by, flew over, and got past everything in letter number 1, if you did it before, you'll do it again. You got to reassure and encourage yourself. Sometimes, y'all, we wait for other people to encourage us. Sometimes it's just you in that room in the middle of the night. Sometimes when you crying and ain't nobody there, it's just you. So you got to learn, just like you learn to have misery and be alone and cry and hurt and grieve by yourself, you got to also learn how to encourage yourself, reassure yourself, and give yourself a message of hope. Let your future self know, girl, all these obstacles are here. They're going to come back again. You're going to have more obstacles. If you keep living, another obstacle's coming back. It ain't the end of the world. Don't fold. The old you, the 1995 version, the 1990 version, she got past everything she had going on. Even when she thought she couldn't get past it, she got past it. So any obstacles that come up, if you got past it then, you'll get past it now. So you got to reassure yourself. You got to give yourself that message of hope, because at the end of the day, when you're alive, as long as you're breathing, you got hope. I don't care how bad it looks. Until they close the box, you got hope. Let's get DT's notes. Use this letter to list all the current obstacles you're facing and aspirations of future goals. Write down everything blocking the way. Acknowledge it. And this is to the future you. It's like, girl, look, this is what I'm facing right now, but I'm coming. Everything that you want to do, I'm going to get there. Everything that you are planning to be, everything that you are, I'm coming, girl. The obstacles are there, but I beat it before. I'm going to beat it again. I'm coming. Give your future self a message of hope. Y'all, it ain't over. The race ain't finished. We get tired, we get beat up, we get disappointed, we get heartbroken, we get used, we get abused. Sometimes we abuse ourselves. But the race is not over. As long as you're still breathing, walking around, you're still in the game. Alondra said, I showered doing this, and it was nice because I always have shower thoughts. You made me think of things I should let go. Yeah, don't be afraid to do that. See, this is a part, and I call this a love letter because this is a part of loving yourself. Now, love is a funny word, right? Hey, Sasha Ellis. Love is a funny word. So we're going to take these last few minutes to dissect it, right? So when you start talking about love, love can be considered an abstraction, right? Because it's not concrete. It's not something you can pick up and hold in your hand. DT's sub lesson number 7. Also in this letter, reassure yourself that you got through everything in your past and present, and that you can get through and win this too. Very important. I love that summary. So let's dissect this love thing, this love of a thing. It is an abstraction because of the fact that you can't hold it in your hand. It's not like a ball. It's not a knickknack you can put on a shelf. It's not something you can sit in the middle of your coffee table. You can't put it in your front yard. You can't put it in your pocket. But it is a real thing, even though it's abstract. Now, the thing about this love situation is that most people look at it as just a feeling. Mm. Now, the issue with it is we start talking about emotions that goes back into the metaphysical. Remember, we were talking about the pond and the ripples and how we send out ripples and we get back ripples based on the reverberation that we put out. Love is kind of like that. It works in that same way, in that it can be a verb as well as a noun. If y'all with me, say something, because the chat by this. Y'all say something. If y'all with me so far, let me know in the chat if I'm making sense to you. Love can be a noun as well as a verb. So something can be love, and then you can love something. Something can be love, and then you can love something. Now, on a metaphysical level, okay, Wonder Woman Marshall, you with me? Shakila, you there? Christian, you there? Okay, good. As long as I ain't talking to myself. All right, Sharon, you here. So when we talk about something being love, we hear people say over and over that God is love. And it sounds so nice, and we like to hear stuff like that because you want to think about unicorns and puppies and blankets and rainbows and glitter and bullcrap. And it sounds nice, but you're not thinking about it in the sense that that's a reality. It is, things can be love. An entity can actually be love. Why can it be love? It's because love is still, love is a powerful, it's a resource. It is a resource, it is a powerful resource. It may not be physically tangible, but it is emotionally and metaphysically tangible. And it is also fuel. So love can be a noun. Now, in the natural, love is considered more or less by sane and logical people a verb. Love is something that you do. So you got to ask yourself, do you do love? Because everybody don't do love. Some people talk about it. Some people, they flagging, they fronting. Everybody can say it. You can say love, but do you do love? Love is an action. Love is something that causes you to give and to receive. So you can do it. It's an action word. You do it by showing it in your actions, by pure actions without intent for any sort of, what's the word I want to say? Any sort of payment. It's done out of that pure and clean, powerful emotion. So when the emotion, the noun, fuels you, then the love, the verb can take place. When the noun love is your fuel, then the verb love can take place. So when we talk about how we love our children, it's because the noun love fueled us. So everything we do for them is not so we can get something back. It's not for any other reason than that fuel that sparked the action. That's an act of love. So now that we got into that a little bit, I'm not trying to be too much of a little nerd, but here's the thing. Now that we know what it is, and we're talking about and asking ourselves the question, do you do love? Now you got to ask the question, do you do love to yourself? Are you taking actions fueled by the noun love and then committing actions of the verb love? Then the verb love, are you doing those love actions to yourself? This is all a part of getting into that love letter, being accountable. Like, are you being loving to yourself? And when you start digging into it, you might find out that you don't love yourself like you ought to. You don't love yourself like you say you do. It's okay to have those moments, because unless you have those moments of accountability, then you can't correct your behavior. Sometimes you think you love yourself, but when you start looking at how you're treating yourself, none of your actions match with love. Lesson 6 from DT's notes. The noun love is a fuel and the motivator. The verb love is the action that ensures that we're showing it. It gives us the ability to show it. Ask yourself, if you were dating somebody who treated you the way you treat you, would you still be dating them? I'm going to wait right here. Put a 1 in the chat. If you dated somebody who treated you the way you treat you, would you still be with them? Put a 1 in the chat. And put why. And if you leave them real quick, put a 2 in the chat and tell me why. Would you really be dating somebody who treated you the way you treat yourself when you get down to the bottom of it? Think about it, especially the mamas. We put ourselves last. We ignore our own needs and wants and desires. Even when we're in pain, we keep going, meaning we don't even listen to ourselves or listen to our own bodies. We don't even care what kind of food we eat. We will give ourselves anything to eat. We will eat pure garbage as long as somebody cleaned it first. We don't do the self-care, the things that we don't do for ourselves and how we treat ourselves. Would you allow it? Would you allow a man to treat you like that? Or a woman if you're a man? Or a man if you're a man? Whatever your spouse choice is, would you allow that person to remain in a relationship with you if you treated yourself the way you treat you? 1 if you would, 2 if you wouldn't. You say you put yourself last always. Would you stay with a man that put you last? Every time his mama and friends and everybody came over, it didn't, your leg could fall off. He'll just step right across you to go take care of everybody else. Would you stay with a man that treated you like that? Shaquilla say you wouldn't. I don't take care of myself in a proper way. Uh-huh. Wonder Woman Marsha say, I'm getting deep. Okay. Quiet Storm, you wouldn't do it. Uh-huh. This is what I'm talking about. Serafina, oh, now Serafina the one getting deep. That is why most of us end up with men that are less than. Lord have mercy. Say it again, girl. That's why you already mistreat yourself. And so that's why it's so easy for parasitic men to find us, because we're already treating ourselves poorly. Quiet Storm said no, because I neglect myself. Brooke says she wouldn't do it. Carmen says she wouldn't do it. Don't you do it. So now, if you wouldn't allow a man to play in your face like that, you got to ask yourself, are you playing in your own goddamn face? If you wouldn't allow any man born of a woman to treat you like that, to ignore you, to not even care if you eat or not, to put yourself last, to overlook yourself, to ignore everything you need. You know you need to go to the doctor, but I don't have time because I got to run for these kids. You know you need to take a little mini vacation, or you need to just get away so you don't burn out. But you refuse, just whatever you know you need, you don't even want to do it. You will spend your last dollar on those children and be scared to spend $20 on yourself. And I know what I'm talking about because I'm talking to me too. I'm her. Alita said too, because I'm too critical of myself. Yes. What would you do if you was dating a man, Alita, and every time he saw you, dang, Alita, why don't you change your hair? I mean, why your face look like that? Why your chin look puffy? I mean, when you gonna lose some weight? Why you dress like that? You wouldn't talk to that man no more, and you know you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Wonder Woman Marshall says, unfortunately, I did end up, I did it up until he died, and it hurt my children. Uh-huh. Sharon said, I started putting myself last whenever I was a teenager and helping my older sister raise their children. We all got stories for why it happened. But now it's time for us to take accountability. Let me see mirrors in the chat. Flood the chat with those accountability mirrors. Now it's time for us to take accountability. Recognize that you are mistreating yourself. Recognize that the behaviors and the action that you are taking does not resemble love. It doesn't. If you were in a relationship and your partner treated you that way, you'd run for the hills. And I know it. DT says, nope, I'm overly critical of myself and also put myself last and everybody else comes first. If you would not let a partner or a mate treat you like that, hey Keisha, why on earth are you allowing yourself to treat you that way? Break yourself into two parts if you got to help you understand what you're doing to yourself. But if I started this live and came in here and said, how many of y'all love yourself? You'd have been, yes, I love myself, sis. I love me some me. But then when we start breaking it down to the bare minimum, to the lowest common denominator, are you sure you love yourself? Are you certain? If a man treated you the way you treat yourself, or if your partner treated you the way you treat yourself, and then he came back and said, but girl, I love you. Would you let him get away with that? Or would you tell him, Negro, you don't love me? I don't know who you love, but it ain't me. Who do you love? Would you let any partner, any romantic partner get away with telling you that they love you and they treated you the way you treating you? Mm-hmm. I already know the answer before you put it in there. I know the answer before you put it in there. You wouldn't put up with it for one day. If that man treating you like that, he walking past you, everybody come before you, I don't care what you need, he don't care, he ain't listening. And then he say, but I love you though. You're not gonna care about him saying he loves you. Why? Why are you not gonna listen to that? Why are you not gonna listen to him telling you he loves you while he's treating you like that? You're not gonna listen to him say that while treating you bad. Why? Because on a subconscious level, you were already aware. I ain't telling you nothing you don't know. On the inside in your bones, you already know that the noun love fuels the verb love. And you know by this man's behavior that the verb love is not happening for you because the noun love is not there. So we got to do the work and sit down and tell ourselves, I wouldn't take it from another person. I'm not going to take it from me either. You got to have a moment where you fall in love with yourself and say that I love this person. I love this girl, this person too much to treat her like that. Lesson 8, if a person treated you the same way you love yourself, then who then do you love? Is your self-love real or just an illusion? Mm-hmm. Quiet Storm 87 says, actions speak louder than words. That's right. And we always say that. We say that because deep down, you already knew that the noun love had to exist in this person for you in order for the verb love to take place. You're not seeing the action word. You're not seeing the love in action because something's wrong there. Yvette said, no, no way, he be gone. That's true. I never thought of it this way. You got to, sis. But that's okay. We all doing it together. We digging in together. Wonder Woman Marshall says, listen, y'all, because I learned late. But I learned. That's right. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. We all learned it at different points. Some of us learned it at 30, some learned it at 40, some of us learned it at 50. It ain't never too late as long as you alive. It is what it is. DT, you good. I can read. I caught it. It don't matter if you got a typo. I got you. It's okay. We got to be good with ourselves. We got to treat ourselves better. And I know deep down, we got to love ourselves. You love your life. If somebody asks you, do you want to keep living? The answer going to be yes every time. You love your life. You love yourself. But you got to take that noun love and start to act out and start to put out that verb love for yourself. You do it for your children. That noun love is there. So that verb love happens automatically. It's a reflex. If you see them in front of a bus, you will push them out of the way and sacrifice your whole self for that baby. That's love in its purest form. You love these children. It's natural. It's natural. Some of us, you love your husbands. And it's real, it's a real thing. You get up in the morning, make sure the man eat. You know, you'll get up in the middle of the night and rub him when he hurting. That's love. Those are just actions you take because the noun love is there. So then the verb love takes shape and it turns into massages. It turns into comforting them. It turns into a hug. It turns into, let me go and wash my sister clothes because I know she ain't feeling good. That's love. Let me go around there and try to drop off some food for her and them children. You know, it's love. And it's not because you want anything. It's simply because the noun love existed. So then the verb love, it blossomed, it took root, it started to do what it does organically. So I want you all to focus on these love letters. Start to write these love letters because that way you can get in touch with that part of you that you've been neglecting and not caring for and not being kind to. Keisha E., you saying it, action without thinking. Very true. CC Miller, how you doing, girl? DT's notes, lesson number 9. We have to learn to treat ourselves better. Put that self-love that you claim you have on social media in action. Let the noun manifest to the verb. I love your summaries. Wonder Woman Marshall said, this lesson is good. I'm going to watch the replay as soon as this is over. Okay, sometimes we got to do that. You know, go back and grab whatever notes that you didn't get the first go around. And that's okay too. But I hope that we have time to have some good takeaways, that we can take away that love has two states of being, a noun and a verb, as a thing and an action, right? And we can take away that we need to write these love letters to ourselves so we can get more in touch with ourselves, break down these fences, and learn to love ourselves better because we need to fall in love with ourselves again. Okay? Got to do it. And okay. And then remember the parts to this assignment. There are 3 letters included in our assignment for today. And I want y'all to really do it. Don't come back and read it because that's personal. That's between you, your former self, present self, and future self. So that's private. But I want you to take time and attempt it. Even if you can't complete it, make the attempt. Carmen says, as a mama of 10, I went through a lot. But now that they're adults, I learned to put myself first. That's right. Whenever you learn it, do it. Past, present, and future. That's right. That is right. Y'all hit that like button, like, share, subscribe, and channel membership is below the video. If you want to join, if you can't do it on your own, contact us and we will help you. Contact information is scrolling on the screen in front of you. So remember to write that letter to your old self, your present self, and your future self. And y'all, let's try to love ourselves better and treat ourselves better. Let's try to let that action, that verb love come out more. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. I'm guilty. Let me tell you something. I sat there and put that weight on. I didn't listen to my body. You know why I say that? Because when I first started walking, when I had gotten a little too heavy and I could feel my legs were starting to like ache, you know, sometimes your bones will ache. Your body will start to tell you, hey, I'm not comfortable. But I didn't listen to my body. We do that, right? Or you'll start, working jobs that are killing you. And instead of listening to your body when your body is telling you, hey, I'm over fatigued, I'm in trouble, help, man down, we don't listen. So start to listen to yourself, pay attention to yourself, take yourself out on dates, treat yourself good. Stop treating everybody better than you treat you. Okay? Because I love you, but I can't do that part. That self love gotta come from you. Hey, Maybelline, oh, you needed this lesson. Okay, cool. Well, that's why we do crown therapy, so we can make ourselves more beautiful on the inside and outside and feel good and be healthier and not have a bunch of crap on our neck and our backs that's weighing us down. I told y'all how it started for me. I started doing it to make myself feel better. And the crown came in because I had a nasty, awful dream. And I wanted to replace that ugly crown with something better. Let's do better, y'all. CC Miller, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. She says, "Oh, I have to go and watch the replay too. This sounds good." Well, I hope you will. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. So listen, y'all, I'm going to hop off of this, right? Southern Belle, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Bless your heart. Thank you for supporting the stream. I appreciate y'all. I do. I appreciate those of you who were here. And if you watch it on the replay and you hear my voice, I thank you too. I appreciate y'all. And y'all know we got movie night tonight. We are watching Harlem Nights. Movie night will be held on Zoom as usual. And I will be doing a curtain call. I might do two, but I can promise one for sure. Okay? The Zoom link will be listed on the community tab for members only um, for the Harlem Nights movie screening in Zoom. Y'all, please make sure, if you're able to, wear your 20s gear or whatever, even if it's just from the chest up. You got a cute shirt or something. Do your thing, because if you show up and show out, Auntie might do something for you. You just never know. Okay, I just want to see everybody have fun and engage with each other. Okay, we need each other like that. We are our own support systems. Okay, so I will see you all very soon. It's not even that many hours. JC, what time does the movie night start? Eastern time? If you're still in the chat, what time does it start? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We always have fun when we watch movies. If y'all missed it on Wednesday, African movie night was the bomb. We had African movie night Wednesday. It was so much fun. So yeah, the time is gonna be 9 Eastern time. So that's 8 Central. And y'all know the time zones. Work your way back. 9 Eastern Standard Time. All right, Southern Belle, thank you so much for becoming a Royal Family member. We are so happy to have you here. We appreciate you. You are highly welcome. Please come often, and if you miss the live, please watch the replays and try to take part in as many of the events that we plan as possible. We try to plan and keep y'all busy and take advantage of the perks of membership. We have the Black Business Spotlight. Please use the contact information on the screen to send me your birthday information so we can celebrate your birthday with you. And if you're expecting a little one, I don't know your age, but if you're expecting a little one, please let us know, because we love to plan baby showers over here in the Royal family. We got one coming up. And y'all, I will be announcing an auntie's meeting so we can plan the baby shower for the royal baby. That is super important, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun because y'all know we love the babies, okay? Jaja, you made it. Hey, sis. So listen, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I got to take care of a couple things and grab me some snacks for movie night tonight, okay? So if y'all didn't hit the like button on your way in, please, oh, please hit the like button on your way out. If you had fun with us today or any other day and you enjoy hanging out with the royal family, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Be sure to click all so that you don't miss any of our notifications, any of our goodies that are going on here with the royal family. And also, membership. Anybody who wants to be a member, I mean what I say. Some of y'all can tell them I'm telling the truth. If you need help and you want to participate in any of the events and you know it's members only, don't be ashamed or prideful. Contact me. I will do anything I can to help you. We have some other sisters that are willing to sponsor. So contact us and we'll make sure that you have your membership, okay? So that you can participate in the events. Do not allow cost to prohibit you. Don't let that be a barrier to you having fun and hanging out with the royal family. We're so very happy to have you, and we're so glad you're here. And we'll see y'all again tonight for movie night. There will be a curtain call, and then we'll be having a good time in that Zoom, and we'll have an after party on the front porch tonight. Okay? I love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.